Taking risks in life, everyone talks about it, but did you realize that 88% of people regret not taking more risks when looking back on their lives? That's what makes today's stories so fascinating.
You know, that statistic really hits home. It's like we're hardwired to avoid risk, even when playing it safe might be the riskier choice.
I've been collecting stories about pivotal life decisions, and what's fascinating is how differently people approach these moments. Some spend months analyzing data, while others seem to have this innate ability to just leap.
Speaking of leaps, I recently came across this remarkable case study about career transitions. A finance professional with a six-figure salary completely changed course mid-career.
Tell me more about that. Like, what drives someone to walk away from that kind of security?
Well, after 5 years in finance, they realized they were part of the 67% of employees who feel completely disengaged from their work. They made the bold move to pursue computer science instead.
That's such a dramatic shift. Studies show that only about 12% of people successfully complete major career changes after age 30. What made this case different?
The key was their approach. They didn't just quit impulsively. They spent 6 months building a financial runway and researching the tech industry's growth projections.
That reminds me of another fascinating risk taker, a recent college graduate who invested their entire savings, about $15,000, to self-publish a novel. The publishing industry has a less than 1% success rate for new authors.
Hold on. They put everything into a first book? That's like betting on a long shot at the races. What was their strategy?
They actually did something pretty clever. While working on the book, they built an online following of about 5,000 dedicated readers through social media and a blog. It's like they created their own focus group before launching.
That's smart marketing. How did the investment play out?
Here's where it gets interesting. The book didn't become a bestseller, but it sold enough copies to break even. More importantly, it led to steady, freelance writing work. Studies show that 82% of successful creative entrepreneurs start with a side project that eventually becomes their main income.
You know, looking at both these stories, I'm seeing a pattern. The most successful risk takers seem to combine gut instinct with careful planning.
Exactly. And research backs this up. A recent study in the Journal of Behavioral Decision Making found that people who take calculated risks are 43% more likely to achieve their goals than both extreme risk takers and risk avoiders.
That's fascinating. It's not about blindly jumping off cliffs, it's about building a parachute first.
And what's really interesting is the psychological impact. Both of our risk takers reported feeling more confident and resilient after taking their leaps, regardless of the immediate outcome. That aligns with research showing that controlled risk-taking increases overall life satisfaction by up to 35%.
So maybe the real risk is in not taking any risks at all.
The data certainly suggests that. A longitudinal study tracking career satisfaction showed that people who made at least one major career change reported 23% higher job satisfaction in their 40s than those who stayed in their initial field.
These numbers really challenge our traditional notion of playing it safe, don't they?
They do. And here's another surprising finding. 91% of successful risk takers say they experienced significant doubt during their transition period. It's not about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite the fear.
That's such an important distinction. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's more like a yellow light telling us to proceed with awareness.
Looking at the broader implications, economists predict that by 2030, the average person will change careers, not just jobs, but careers, at least 3 times. We're going to need to get comfortable with calculated risk-taking.
Sounds like we're all going to become professional risk managers of our own lives.
And maybe that's the key takeaway here. Risk-taking isn't about gambling everything on a dream. It's about thoughtful evaluation, careful planning, and then having the courage to act when the moment is right.
Well, here's to all those standing at their own crossroads right now, weighing their next big decision.
And remember, as the data shows, the biggest regrets usually come from the risks we didn't take, not the ones we did.